My dear students, welcome back to online moral science class. Today we will go through chapter 4, Exploring the Seas. Have you ever been seen? Have you ever been to a sea? The deep blue seas and oceans are a world quite apart from the land where we live. The seafarers tell us 1,000 stories of adventure in the ocean. The seamen have a distinct culture and language that bind them together and draw them to the seas again and again. Let us enjoy the adventures of Christopher Columbus, the Spanish explorer of the 15th century AD. In this lesson, we will learn some interesting facts about some voyages conducted by the Spanish explorer Christopher Columbus, who lived in the 15th century AD. In this chapter, we will learn some interesting stories on Christopher Columbus, a Spanish explorer of the 15th century. My dear students, have you ever been to a sea? Do you like Baywatch? Yes, we all like Baywatch. But my question is, would you like to have an adventure in the ocean? How many of you traveled through the seas? Yes, there may not have any chance of a ride on the sea, but here we are learning about the passion and interest of a person who succeeded in his life, that is Christopher Columbus. Even in his childhood days, he has very keen interest to travel on seas. Christopher Columbus was born in Genoa, Italy in the year 1451 as the oldest son of a wool weaver. Christopher Columbus was born in the year 1451 as the son of a wool weaver. He couldn't go to school as other kids did, yet he learned to read and write Spanish and Latin himself. As we learned earlier, Christopher Columbus had very good passion to conquer the world. He wants to travel all over the world through sea. But he was financially very weak. He born to the son of a wool weaver, so he couldn't go to school as other kids done. Even though he learned himself Latin and Spanish, he wanted to go on a risky sea voyage even during his childhood days, as he wanted to become rich and famous. Even during the childhood days, he wants to become a very rich and famous personality. He had a passion to go to unknown people to preach the Bible. Christopher Columbus had another ambition during his childhood, that was to become a gospel preacher. So he went to new places and preached the gospel of God. He had a passion to go to unknown people to preach the Bible. Above all this, adventure was the driving force that made him a sailor. But even though in the midst of many things he has done, he kept his enthusiasm to travel all over the world. And he kept his enthusiasm to become an adventurer, to do adventures, and that made him a sailor. During the time of Christopher Columbus, Europeans were aware of India, a land of spices and other treasures, as people were becoming more and more aware of the fact that the earth was round, not flat. During the time of Christopher Columbus, Europeans were learned about India, and India was a center of spices and other fabulous treasures. So the Europeans want to visit India to get the spices or to do the spice trade in India. During that time, people were becoming more and more aware of the fact that the earth was round, not flat. It was a common belief that they could reach India by traveling towards the west through the Atlantic Ocean, through the Atlantic. And they kept a kind of thought that if they traveled through west, they can reach in India. When Columbus was old enough to set on a voyage, he sought the help of King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella. It took long 8 years to persuade and convince the royals to agree to help him in his voyage. When Columbus became a young person, he thought that he is enough old to conduct the travel. He approached the King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella for the permission to travel to India. But it took a long time, like 8 years, to convince them to give him permission to start his voyage to India. This is what, students, I want to tell you. If you have a dream, it should fulfill. You have to wait. You have to patiently wait, and you have to work hard to achieve that aim. This is what we learned from the story of Christopher Columbus. The first trip, Columbus led the exploration with 3 ships: the Nina, captained by Vincent Yanes Pinson; the Pinda, captained by Martin Alonso Pinzon; and the Santa Maria, captained by Columbus himself. My dear friends, Columbus started his first trip from Spain in the year 1492. He started his trip with a crew members of 90 people in 3 ships. The first one was Nina, captained by Vincent Yanes Pinson. The second one is Pinda, captained by Martin Alonso Pinzon. And the third one is Santa Maria, captained by Columbus himself. So they started the first trip to west. They set sail on August 3rd, 1492, with a crew of almost 90 members from Palos, Spain. After sailing for 2 months, they landed on an island which he named San Salvador on October 11, 1492. They started their first trip in the year 1492 on August 3rd. His team members contained of 19 members. They set the journey from Spain. After sailed for 2 months, they landed on an island that they named as San Salvador. They reached in San Salvador on October 11, 1492. He believed that they had landed in India. When they reached this island, they thought that they reached in India. Therefore, he called the natives Indians. He traveled further and reached Cuba, which he thought to be China. When he reached San Salvador, he thought that he reached in India and he called the natives as Indians. Again, he continued his travel and reached in Cuba, which he thought to be China. Dear students, kindly go through the chapter Exploring the Seas and read more about Christopher Columbus. The chapter is very interesting and it will inspire you to learn more about adventure stories as well as to become successful in your life. Have a great day.